Welcome to Inside the Castle, the podcast that goes behind castle doors to have real conversations with real people about solving the nation's toughest challenges.
I'm one of your hosts today, Aaron Snyder.
And I'm Angie Freiermuth.
In today's episode, we're continuing our series showcasing Lean Six Sigma Excellent Award winners. Joining us today is Sabine Faltenbacher from the New Orleans District, who will talk about the automated dashboard that was developed to enable leaders and supervisors to better manage the Department of Defense Performance Management and Appraisal Program. Man, that is a mouthful to say. I think our staff will better know that as DPMAP, the appraisal system that we use in the Department of Defense to do our performance each year. And I know, Angie, when I think of DPMAP, it always brings up, like, I don't know if I want to say bad memories, but it always just seems like an overwhelming amount of work in a very short amount of time that I'm never prepared for, even though it happens at the same exact time every year. So I don't know, it's a tough thing to get my head around, even though I've done it like 20 times.
Yeah, I think for any federal employee that works for the Department of Defense that's done it, it is something that we know needs to be done, but it does eat a lot of our time at all levels of the organization. So we're interested in hearing about Sabine's project for sure.
Yeah, because it sounds like this project's going to help us be able to do this better and as a supervisor or manager better. So with that, Sabine, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. I'm happy to join you.
And so, Sabine, before we jump into your project, could you just tell us a little bit about yourself and your role within the Corps?
Yeah, in my role at the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, New Orleans District, I'm currently the quality management representative and I support business process improvement initiatives. In 2015, I completed the Lean Six Sigma Black Belt certification through the Corps, and I currently also serve as a mentor to new Lean Six Sigma candidates. This project was a great opportunity, and I'm really grateful for it that I work with an excellent team who is continuously supporting to streamline new initiatives to maximize business results. The development of this dashboard that we will be talking about today really reflects the New Orleans District team spirit and greatness because it was created and improved based on the feedback of our division chiefs and supervisors.
So Aaron and I both come from the Mississippi Valley Division. This is interesting to us, and it's always good to hear good things coming out of our home division. So Sabine, can you tell us more about this project and specifically the process improvement efforts that you all have taken?
Yeah, well, the Department of Defense Performance Management Appraisal Program, also known as DPMAP, as you guys mentioned, is really a performance management system that applies to most federal employees. And it is really a tool to capture employees' performance and providing them with a rating for performance elements established at the beginning of a rating period. So the ratings may be used to provide rewards or recognition, or if an employee's rating is unacceptable, the low rating may result in a performance improvement plan. Well, the purpose of the performance management system is to promote a strategically aligned and high-performance culture in which employees can maximize their talents while also achieving the organizational goals in support of our mission execution. So the performance management process is really an ongoing process, and the Department of Defense Performance Management Appraisal Program system is here to ensure that this continuous two-way communication between the employee and the supervisor is documented and completed by a required timeline. So per the rating cycle, as you guys mentioned, we have to complete an initial plan, a progress review, and an appraisal. And to track all of this, there is a report that comes out of the DPMAP system, which is on an Excel spreadsheet. Now, the problem with this spreadsheet is that the status report is one large file. It's a spreadsheet with 5 tabs, and the initial report has like 57 columns. So this report was very cumbersome for managers to determine the actual status of their team's performance plans. So therefore, what I started doing was to manually configure the Excel spreadsheet and then email it to the team leaders and supervisors. Well, that process to do this and configure that spreadsheet took me about 6 to 10 hours per week because the data points that are on that spreadsheet were like for about 1,100 employees. And to make it more user-friendly, I customized it for each department. So this spearheaded our initial thought on coming up with a better solution for this process.
Yeah, I think as a supervisor, being able to identify, where we're at in the process and how many people are outstanding and being able to keep track of these deadlines is really important and can be helpful. So kind of curious, so you talked about the spreadsheet. I just wanted to dive into this a little bit more and kind of get a better understanding of what is that output of that spreadsheet, but also like what process and procedures did you utilize to get to the end state you're trying to achieve?
Well, the first step was really to find a tool that would help us streamline this process and provide an end product that is like for the supervisor, something quick and easy to use that they quickly can see. Are they in compliance? Did they meet the deadline? We have like our metrics measuring in green, orange, and red, showing if we are in green or orange or in red. So we were looking for something that can really simplify this whole report. And so the best suitable tool that we found at that time was the ClickSense software, because it is a web-based platform and it features the needed data analysis tools, which are similar to Microsoft Excel. So basically that platform enables users to quickly filter data as needed and provides real-time display of trends and bar charts and analysis for supervisors and leaders so they can track the actual status at their current time, and they can make more informed decisions based on what the completion status is of their performance plans for their teams.
I think this sounds like a great improvement. I do know that whenever you're messing with data systems and like talking about the level of employees that you have, et cetera, there always seems to be challenges. So can you talk to us about the challenges that you ran into and how you overcame these challenges?
Yeah, well, my biggest challenge at that time was that I just started to learn how to use the data analytics software ClickSense. And I literally just took a course which helped me create the basic outline for the dashboard, but then I was kind of stuck. And this is where Ozzy Orwick, who is now our U.S. Army Corps of Engineers Human Relations Data Officer, helped me to overcome this challenge. Thanks to all his patience and support, the upgraded DPMAP dashboard really was created and launched in March of 2021 at the New Orleans district.
That's great. So in 2021, New Orleans started using this. I'm curious, have the supervisors, their staff noticed a change in the ability to meet the deadlines and compliance with some of the requirements since we have this new system?
Yes, actually, the overall compliance due to this new system greatly improved at the New Orleans district. And when we look at the metrics in comparison to maybe other districts or offices that didn't use it at that time, we were ahead because supervisors could quickly see, and division chiefs, which offices needed to work on their performance plans or progress reviews or appraisals. So they targeted specifically those employees and reminded them, hey, this still needs to be completed. So overall, our compliance metric greatly improved due to this new process.
It's always good to hear that when things fall into place and you can make improvements. It's also good when we can apply them to the whole USACE enterprise. And so can you talk about how this particular process was then applied at an enterprise level?
Due to a best practice briefing at one of our monthly meetings at the Business Process Improvement Community of Practice meeting, which is a team of process improvement professionals and practitioners of over 240 members across our organization, many attendees expressed interest in replicating the dashboard for local use. So really big thanks goes to Kevin Fuqua here because he's the leader of this team. And Kevin hosts these monthly meetings to share best practices and breaking news. and sustainment training to ensure core practitioners are ready for any challenge given to them by their leaders. So thanks to his continuous support and knowledge sharing, he inspired the initial idea to create the automated dashboard to streamline the process management status report, because he shared with us another dashboard he used to with ClickSense to create tracking metrics for different topics. So this is really how this was then shared across the enterprise, and others used it then as a best practice.
That's great. And it's great that it's available enterprise-wide. And kind of curious, as a supervisor, how am I able to go and actually utilize this? Is it right on the DPMAP main page that I go to, or do I have to go somewhere else to see it? Like, how do I access this?
Well, actually, the human resources team, data analytics team at headquarters, which Ozzy is leading now, they created a website that actually features different types of dashboards to track people analytics data. And the DPMAP dashboard is available on this website. It is actually a very helpful website, which can be accessed through our human resources knowledge sharing portal, CAM portal. And it really focuses on acquiring, developing, and employment and retaining team members. So you have an array of different types of dashboards on there now. So I can share that link with anyone if they're interested, if they cannot find it.
That's really helpful. And I think, anybody needs that link too, they can reach out to us. I'm sure we'll figure out a way to get it to them. As you were leading this change and identifying the problem, coming up with a solution, rolling it out enterprise-wide, what is one piece of advice that you have for core staff who are tasked with these or run into problems and fixing those problems for the organization?
So the one key thing is like, if you have a process to improve, don't give up. There always will be challenging times. But one thing that I stress, especially when we have new Lean Six Sigma candidates and they work on a process to improve it, dedicate a scheduled time to your business process improvement project and stick to that schedule. And continue to work on your project as scheduled, regardless if you feel like you made progress. Still meet with your team and discuss the project and brainstorm on new ideas to move forward. And if you feel stuck, talk to your mentor or through other practitioners throughout the core. Keep focusing on the solution and continue on no matter what. Don't put it to the side, because then it often will just sit there and be forgotten. So keep on going.
I love it. Just keep on fighting the good fight, because change takes time, and all of the work that the process improvement teams do to make improvements within the organization really pays off in the long run. So Sabine, we're getting close to the end of our time together. Is there anything else you'd like to share with our listeners?
One thing that I'm really proud of is that we were able to create this dashboard and improve this process, all while being on full-time telework status. So really, this is proof that it's all about teamwork, and different locations of team members do not matter. This process was successfully improved during the COVID lockdown times, and everything was coordinated via remote, via virtual meetings. We used different tools and chat tools like FaceTime. Ozzy Orwick, again, he was very patient and helped me countless hours, even after duty hours. He taught me via video conferencing on how to best utilize the data analytics platform and add improvements to the dashboard. And there was a time when I thanked him for all his help, and all he said, he was like, teamwork makes the dream work. And for some reason, this stuck with me, and I still remember it to this day, because it maybe sounds like a cliche, but it's really true. This all came together as a team, and David Alm, he utilized this opportunity as his Lean Six Sigma Green Belt certification project. He ensured that everything was recorded and measured and documented, which was also done, all coordinated and communicated virtually. So again, if anybody is interested to learn more details about this project, core employees can access it through the Army Process Improvement Repository, Power Steering. And non-core people can reach out to me or Ozzy We're always happy to share more details about this project and where to find the needed information. Thanks again for the opportunity to share more details about this project.
Well, Sabine, thank you for joining us today for this edition of Inside the Castle. We appreciate you and your insights. Until next time, be safe, be innovative, and don't give up.
Thanks for joining us for this Inside the Castle podcast. To provide your feedback, email us at cw.infrastructure.team@usace.army.mil. Stay tuned for additional Inside the Castle podcasts as we explore life inside the Corps and revolutionize civil works together.